All right, welcome back to Sealed Progression, where we're opening Homelands this week. And as you can tell with the set view, I, there's really only two cards I want, which is Grixis Triland and Memory Lapse. That's all I'm really looking for. Although Trilands of any type at this current moment are going to be okay, but I don't see this changing Morgan's deck. I don't see it changing my deck that much, except for, again, Memory Lapse. And then, like, a Merchant Scroll might be okay to hold on to for later, but right now, not so much. But here we go. Here's the first six. We're going to do 12 total, because that's how it goes. Okay, nothing here. Shocking. Okay. Grixis Triland, that's exactly what I want. And two Nile ones, which are not terrible. Rotier Thopter is also like a win condition and colorless. Nothing in blue, nothing in black. We got some green cards. Willow Fairy is not terrible. Spectral Bears is also like not terrible for like an aggressive green deck. Um, this card's not bad. Um, and then really, I don't think much else. That card's not terrible. But yeah, really, it's the Grixis Triland in here, and that's basically all I care about in this pack. Okay, so we're going to export this. And we'll see you guys for pack 2. All right, welcome back to the second pack opening of Homelands expansion, where we're really just looking for Memory Lapse, and that's about it. So here we go. I think it's just Memory Lapse. Singer Bats would also be okay. Baron Singer would be like kind of cool, but there's not much in this set, and we've already opened the Grixis Triland, so I'll basically take anything. Ooh. 3 Narwhals is actually pretty good. A Memory Lapse is pretty okay. Nothing in black, but I'm not expecting much. Another one of these is okay. Joven's Tools. Eh. Serrated Arrows is like a card that we could theoretically play. Apocalypse Chime. Eh. Um, not much here. Really happy with these narwhals, honestly. Give us some more win conditions in the blue deck. And then Giant Albatross, which I think is terrible. But alright, this is what we got. So I'm pretty happy. Alright, welcome back to Deck Techs. Or Deck Tech rather. Kind of show you where our collection's at after Homelands. Not much has changed, but a couple of things have opened up. We have this Teamer deck that we've been kind of sitting on the back burner with for a while. It got a Willow Fairy and like changed around. The Narwhals are like you'll see in multiple decks, and I'm considering bringing Narwhal being really the biggest impact. But more Rave Erasures. This deck is missing an Innervate. But the big appeal is Sylvan Library, as always, for this. This deck is fine. It's a green-blue deck splashing red. But the big problem with it is there's really nothing in my pool good enough to ramp into. Still, at the like 3 and 4 slots, I have big dudes, but Morgan has Fireball, so these Llanowar Elves are a liability. So I don't think we're gonna go with this. we still have a Rakdos core that is pretty good. We've modified it with the Goblin engine. We've put in Soulburn, maxed out on Dark Ritual. We get to play Incinerate in this deck. Not much to say about this version either. It's just kind of just my generic good cards and a Torwalkie. But I don't think we're going to bring this either. It's just too boring. In fairness, I think it's good. It's just not exciting to me. If Morgan keeps winning, we might bust this out because it did get much better with the opening of Necro. Necro being the best card in my pool right now. So this is the best Necro deck by far. We have an Izzet deck still. It's not great. Again, it's missing a lot of really early interaction that does stuff. The Lightning Bolt and the Chain Lightnings was really what put this deck up to par, and my threats are terrible. Again, they're just the best threats being the Serendipifreets. I don't have access to them, so this deck is kind of out as well. So the decision is really between two decks. First being this Gruul Ponza deck. Now, for those of you who don't know what Ponza means, it used to be a rogue deck in Modern that played turn 1 acceleration, like elves, into turn 2 blow up their land. And then they're on the back foot, so on and so forth. It was like a red-green mid-range deck that had land destruction in it. And we've modified that. We've taken that core and added goblins to it, and added the goblin engine into it with Goblin Rock Sled in the sideboard, because if this card can't attack, it's pretty bad. So we're not gonna play it unless they have mountains. But if they show us mountains, then we'll bring in Goblin Rock Sled, kind of to supplement the Goblin engine. But we'll go into depth about this deck in general. Basically, we get to play Spectral Bears, and Gazban Ogres and Curd Apes as this really, really aggressive start, and back it up with. We also, because of the Morampa, get to play Livona, which I think is one of the more interesting cards in our deck, because Morgan is almost assuredly never going to be off Library of Alexandria until the end of time. This is also a 2-color deck, so it gets to play main deck Strip Mine and main deck Mishra's Factory, which is kind of cool. It's entirely possible that Giant Crust would be in the main deck, but but yeah, that's kind of what this deck is doing. It's the red-green aggressive core, but we cut a lot of the bad cards for land destruction. Only on Fireball in the main deck. I'm pretty sure we have Pyrotechnics in the side. It's entirely possible we should have Disintegrate in here as well in the side. Yeah, we do. A lot of that burn is in the side deck. We could maybe main deck Desert Twister and Fissure, but but yeah. So this is the red-green deck that I'm thinking about bringing. But the deck I really want to bring, and I'm probably just going to land on, is this Dimir Splash Red deck, because I got trounced with it, but I think decks like this that are just so resource intensive and you really, really need to use each one to its fullest potential are the kind of decks that really we need to give multiple days or stuff to figure out those lines. And now this is not going to be, I don't think, Morgan's Rakdos deck. I don't see, really, honestly, once they ban Necropotence, I'm jumping ship and probably going to the green-red deck again. Not saying I'm never going to go back to Grixis, because this is where I feel at home. But really, I just kind of have a free red splash. So going through the cards, we have 2 more creatures than we did last time. We have basically put in the narwhals and cut something for it. I think narwhals is actually very, very good. First strike protection from red, just very, very good threat. Really, really like it against Morgan's main removal. Just can't deal with it. And it gets to walk past their best blocker in Rukag. In terms of other stuff, it's like just Zephyr Falcons and Asher Drakes and Illusionary Forces. I think is going to be a really, really good win condition, as is Serendip Jin, and then we just put in the Vampire Bats and the Roterothopter. Um, it's just good stuff. We have the Fireball. Worse, it's like one of the best cards in Sealed Progression, and will continue to be. Drain Life and Soul Burn, which is like worse Drain Life, but still okay. It's a redundant copy of the Drain Lives. Ashes to Ashes. Ideally, we'd want AFX like this, but can't. Ashes to Ashes, since we're in a black deck, we get to play this card. This card is very, very good, I think. It doesn't care about non-black, so it is black removal that is main deckable against Morgan. And it's also like our only way of dealing with Rook Egg. So that's good. Wheel of Fortune is in the main deck. I do think, this is like the most sideboardable card ever. Against Morgan's red green version last week, it was really, really bad. It wasn't good. We are maxing out on the Dark Rituals, basically to take advantage of Drain Life, Soul Burn, Ashes to Ashes, and like these 4 cards right here. I am main decking the Brainstorm. I don't know if this is right or if it's wrong. It's just okay. But this is like a very cuttable card. 3 Rave Erasure and an Innervate as kind of our cantrips in the control deck. I think it's really, really powerful just to be able to draw cards in this point in time. And this is the way our pool does it. Again, with Walker and then the Necro as well. But Necro is only 1 card. Spell Blast, just decent counter magic for stuff that isn't Fireball and whatever. Unsummon and Word of Undoing and Boomerang. These kind of fill our blue early interactions. They're also really, really good against once you deal with a Rook Egg, you can just bounce the token, which is nice. Counterspell Memory Lapse and Remove Soul as our counter magic that isn't Spell Blast. Just the best counter magic that we can play right now. Fire Covenant is like one of the best cards that we have access to. This card is nuts. Really happy that we have it. Yeah, it's just a really, really good card. And then Ray of Command is nuts. As you saw, what would have happened had I been able to in the red-green matchup, I would have been able to block with an 0-3, take no damage, get a 4-4 flyer, which would have been pretty good. We have a Barbed Sextant. Just as a way, again, drawing cards. It's a cheap card. It can help us get that red or the 3rd black or the 2nd blue. It just helps out with a lot of mana troubles. So I'm really, really happy with that. Necro and Oubliette. These are our enchantments. Necro is Necro. Very good, obviously. 20 lands. We cut several just because we were flooding out, but Castle Sengir may seem interesting, but we generate a lot of mana, so just being able to get that red is really, really good. And we experience several mana troubles with that lots of mana. So this allows us to like turbo out black mana and still cast Narwhal or something like that. We have a Dwarven Ruins, most because it's free and we can. And you have 6 islands, 7 swamps. Those are our basics. Got that Library of Alexandria. This card's great. We have a Sphelenite Temple. Because we can. We were lucky enough to pull Underground River in our pity pack, so really, really happy with that. And then the Underground Sea and the Volcanic Island. These are just really, really good cards. It's funny that Morgan, in terms of dual lands, opened 1 to go in their best deck, and we opened every blue one. What are the odds, really? In our sideboard, we have a Strip Mine. Come in and blow up libraries. Same with Sinkhole. That's really it. Blue Elemental Blasts to counter red spells. Pretty straightforward. Force Spikes to bring in if we're on the play. Spell Blast, just another one in case Morgan ever pivots off the fireball type stuff. We have an answer. Kumbaj Witches to deal with 1/1s. Hymn to Torak. So Kumbaj Witches, Hymn to Torak, Dark Banishing, Terror, and Demonic Torment. Sorry, all get brought in if the red splash isn't good If Fireball and Wheel of Fortune are just not good, and they're on like a really, really punishing land deck that I think they have access to, I don't want to be caught on red cards and my mana be really, really awkward. Sorry about that, but what I was saying about Hit the Torok is it's a card we bring in if we just want to be blue black. And we can support that because Terror and Dark Banishing are really, really good. And maybe like leaving the Fireball because you have like one red source. But you'll take out the Wheel of Fortune and then you'll take out Fire Covenant, and then you can bring in those cards, right? Or maybe Fireball is not very, very good. You know, in situations we could just pivot into a blue black deck essentially. River Merfolk is part of that. Cyber Plan against red, it just walks right past them. Talked about the Sinkhole. Uh, Terror and Dark Banishing, these are brought in when they don't have black cards. These are very, very good removal spells against non-black threats. Demonic Torment is just a pacifism, essentially. And then you have the two Pyrotechnics for going a little bit wide. So this is the deck that I think, upon thinking about it, I am going to submit. So this is the deck I will be playing. We hope you guys have enjoyed the series so far. We're still going to keep playing. And go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. This is Hunter, signing out.